Ari, close the door. All right. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Today, what is today? Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, day 15. Day 15 of this 30-day live, right? Consecutive live. I promise you I will get through it. And this was helpful. This was helpful even for me. I'm starting to enjoy this coming live, picking up the energy. I didn't really have all the energy today. I ran around a lot. I had to pick up my mother from the airport. New York traffic at in between times of 1 and ongoing to 1 through 7 is hell. So it take a lot of traffic. I don't know. It drains the hell out of me, but I'm here. I'm here. I got to stay on schedule because I have a call that I want to invite you to tonight. I want to invite you to a call tonight where we're going to be breaking down and looking on the screen so you can not only hear but see it with your eyes, the things that we're going to talk about today. So I want to invite you to that call. If you're on Instagram, comment the word teach to be invited to that call. In fact, let's write that in the comments now so it'll be pinned so you can see that. Comment teach to get registered for that call tonight. And if you're on YouTube, the link should be in your bio. If you're on Facebook, you can comment the word teach as well. And you'll get over the registration link. Get yourself signed up to come and see this class tonight. Tonight, we'll be breaking down where you can buy land for $1,250, right? Buy land for $1,250 in a nice to do subdivision neighborhood. Homes in that neighborhood go anywhere from $250,000 all the way up to $500,000, depending on the side of the neighborhood that the vacant lot falls in. You'll see this with your own eyes. This is not something that I'm making up. You're going to see tonight that it's not something that I docked up and I came with the best thing I could find. Tonight, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lengthy list of properties, and you're going to find I'll run through a few of them, randomly run through a few of them, and you're going to find one thing. It's not what I'm saying. It's not my opinion. It's what the county is saying. And you're going to see the language where the county says, give me $1,250 for this property. Then I'll walk you through where you can evaluate how much that property is going for back on the market. And then you will find that you will not, I promise you, you will not find any of those properties going for less than $4,000. They'll be selling from $4,000 all the way up to $25,000, depending on which property that you're dealing with. So talking about a return on your income, talking about a chance to flip your money, right? Talking about a chance to invest. It's an opportunity. So I'm not here to sell you on that call. I'm just here to expose to you some of the possibilities that's out there for those that may not know. Occasionally we do this. I believe this will be our third time doing this training. Each training we had a nice turnout. I expect it to be a nice turnout tonight. Then you'll come and see what we be saying on social, because we can say a lot of stuff. It's one thing for me to say it. It's a whole nother thing for you to actually see it with your own eyes. There's no refuting that. So I want to cover, and this came from a comment yesterday that came in one of the posts, because I've been requesting for people to drop in the comments, what is it that you would like me to cover during these lives, especially on this 30-day run? What's the topic? What do you want to know? Pick my brain. What do you want to know? What do you want me to cover? So it was suggested yesterday in the comments. Tell me everything about tax deed investing from start to finish. Okay, let's look at tax deed investing from start to finish. First and foremost, I absolutely love this. I probably have spoken about this subject more than I spoke about other subjects. Why? Because this is where we got our start. For one, we started out as tax deed investors, so I have a ton of experience with dealing with tax deeds. Two, this is where I recommend new people or entry level investors. This is where I recommend that you get started if you're limited as far as budget, right? If you're strapped a little bit as far as coins, I recommend you start here with tax deed investing. Why do I recommend that? I recommend you start here because you can find some really inexpensive deals to get your feet wet, to get you in the game, to learn the lingo, learn as you go, make money as you go. It's a great place to start. You don't have to come out buying large plots of land and acres. You can come out and find some of these inexpensive auctions going anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. All right. I can't get it to you for free. I don't know any county that's giving it away for free. I know some land banks that's giving it away for little as nothing. You may want to focus on those, but you cannot flip those. If you're looking to flip land and generate income from these strategies, then tax deed investing. If you don't have that kind of money, at least $1,000, $1,200 to invest in yourself to turn around and make a nice return on the income, really, and I'm being compassionate. I really do apologize for you. For you, I'm apologizing to you for you. You have done something wrong, are doing something wrong. All right. And you have to take self accountability and change that. All right. If you're grown, and I know my message attract adults. I know that we study our analytics. So my message attract adults. So I expect everybody that we come across to at least have that kind of money to invest in themselves, to make more, to help themselves. All right. So let's get started. While I'm doing this, if y'all have any questions, drop them down in there. I'll be happy to answer them after I get through this. And when I do these, I don't have any of this. It's not scripted. Nothing is written down. We're just flowing with it. Right? We're just flowing with it. Like I said, I love this topic. So let's just dig into this topic. First of all, what is tax deed investing? Tax deed investing is when landowners or property owners, whether that's a house, whether that's an apartment building, or property owner owns a piece of property, they're responsible for paying taxes on that property, right? When you're paying taxes on the property, taxes roll around once a year. Once you fail to pay your taxes, the county or the state will send notices to pay your taxes, please, sir or madam. Once you don't adhere to those notices or you ignore those notices, eventually they'll put a lien on the property. Please pay your taxes. They give several notices. So it's not like this just happens like, 1 week and then the next week it's foreclosed on. Several notices go out, right? If you continue to ignore them, eventually they'll foreclose on the property. Then the county or state, they'll become the new owner of the property. But county or state are not into owning properties. County or state is into collecting taxes because why? Because that's how all the counties in the United States of America functions, or for tax paying dollars, i.e. your libraries, i.e. your sanitation departments, i.e. your schooling system, tax paying dollars. So they want properties to collect taxes. Them properties, delinquent tax properties sitting on the books are lying dormant and they're not generating income. So it's imperative that they get them off the books so they can have bigger budgets, school budgets, and things like that. Highway department budget, all of those things that taxes cover. So they want these things off the book, back into the ecosystem. So that's why they offer a discount. Usually, some places they come up with their own formulas of what they're willing to accept. Some places are willing to accept just the back taxes that's owed. Some places they have certain calculations that they say, hey, well, we want to get 25% back on the property. Some say, I'm looking to get 50% back on the property. Some say it's just an open bid. Start the bid at $100. Each one does something different. Who has the opportunity to participate? You, me, everyday common people if we know about these auctions. Guess what? Every county does some form of auction for their tax delinquent properties, whether you know it or not. So, in the world of tax deed investing, first you need to establish, is your county a tax deed state? There is a difference. There's three type of states that you're going to run across. You're going to run across a tax deed state, a tax lien state, and a redemption deed state. All right. Tax liens, we're not going to focus on tax liens. That's not what we teach. We teach tax deeds, but tax liens, they'll pay you a percentage. If you win the property, they'll pay you a percentage for being the lien holder. That percentage can range anywhere from 6% as high as 26%, depending on the state or the county. Tax deeds, the reason we focus on tax deeds, because we found that if we become the winner of that bid, they'll send us a deed, a quit claim deed, through the mail in 30 to 60 days, commonly, some places more time. They'll send us that through the mail. And once we have that deed, then we can start talking about monetizing that deed, which is equivalent to owning the land. The deed holder means you own the property, i.e., a house, i.e., land. So we figured the quickest way to get money to our bank account would be through a tax deed as opposed to a lien. Because with a lien, let's say they're paying us the highest percentage. Let's say they were paying us 20%. But if we're only buying for $1,000, $2,000, 20% may not move the needle as fast as if I buy a deed for $1,250 and sell it for $5,000 in less than 3 months. You feel where we're going with this? That's the reason why we like tax deeds. Now, even in the tax deed world, the catch to all of this is to get good at it first, right? Establish a county that you like to play in. Establish a state that you like to play in. Establish an auction that you like to play in. Once you establish that, the catch to this is not to just buy one. The catch to this, to make good money, right? The catch to make good money. I don't know what your game plan is, but my game plan was to make as much money as fast as possible. I was trying to get out of a situation. So we wanted as many as possible so we can make as much money as quick as possible. This works for whatever your plan is. Maybe you just need an extra $500 a month. Maybe you need an extra $2,000 a month. So you're comfortable with saying, I'll get one at a time. I don't know what your strategy is or what your plan is for jumping into this space would be. So you need to establish that, how much money you want to make, right? And that'll let you know which auctions to participate in. Because on this call, we're just talking about auctions that may yield somewhere around you're buying for $1,200, selling for $4,000, right? But these auctions can range. There's places I can send you to where opening bid will start at $5,000. Opening bid start at $10,000, right? We won't go to Beverly Hills and expect the bid to be $1,250 or you'll be getting it for $1,250, right? Common sense. That's why we say this is for entry-level investors and we keep it at low denominations. Because if you're going to go to an expensive auction, I'd rather teach you another strategy to go around the auction and just go directly to the landowners. We're not going to focus on that on this call. So we just keep it to minimal or low denominations so entry-level people can come into it. Next, you need to establish what kind of auction do you like. There's two styles of auctions. You have what they call auction houses, right? Then you have what they call county auctions. I like county auction. Let's break down the difference in the two. Auction houses would be something like Bid for Assets, govease.com. These are houses that the counties have hired as time has progressed and we came into new technologies. The counties all used to handle their auctions themselves with their staff. Now they hire outside companies like a Bid for Asset, handle my auction for me. They pay them a fee for handling the auction. Now the county is hands off. But make no mistake, it's still coming from that county. but you are forced to go to that site, bid for assets, or whomever they hired to handle their auction. I don't like those auctions, me, myself personally. And the reason why I don't like those auctions is because if it's a popular one, you can find some that it's not so popular, so it's not so competitive. But I know bid for assets. What's another one? Bid for assets. It's another popular one. GovEase is another popular one. Those ones have a lot of traffic because they became popular throughout the internet. A lot of traffic could be there, and they usually have a bid style, which we'll get into the different bid styles. They usually have a bid style that's like imitates eBay bidding. Zeus is one. They have an eBay bidding style. And the other one that I absolutely recommend and love is the one that's just a best offer. Give me your best offer. Or the one that they say, here's the price that with take it or leave it price. Here's the price of it. Pay for it. It's yours. Those are the ones I absolutely love. I have participated in all of them. eBay style, I participated in the ones that say, here's the price, buy it, take it. I like those the best. I know if it's available, I simply make a phone call. Is this property available? I'm looking at the price on the screen. It's telling me what I'll be paying. I'll look up the property to check if it's a good property. Then I'll put my money in, or I'll put my offer in. Then I'll send my money order in on my bank check-in to be the owner of the property. I'll be the first to get the bid in on the property. All right. So those are the ones that I like. Those are the ones I recommend. You have to decide what kind of tax deed investor you would like to be. You may like eBay style. You may have the time on your hand to do it in an eBay style fashion. Word of advice: the game when you're buying it eBay style is to never bid until the auction is almost over. Meaning that you would. Some of these auctions are so advanced these days that they'll let you put your bid on autopilot, meaning that if, let's just say, the opening bid was $100, some of them have where you can bump up your bid in increments of $100. Some of them have you can set the parameters of how you want to bid without being there. And if somebody goes over your bid, you can set them up. It's automatically will bump up the price, and you would set a cap and say, hey, I don't want to go over X, Y, and Z. I don't like those auctions, but some people, you may absolutely love those auctions. All I'm saying is, if you're going to do it eBay style, we found that the most effective way for us, and this is what we give to our community, wait until the timer is almost down to the last minute if you can be there and watch it. Then you bid within the last 2 minutes or so. Don't show your hand. It's almost like playing poker. Don't show your hand. Hold on as long as you can hold on, then you bid. All right, so those are the two county houses that you have. Then you got, as I stated, the two style of bids would be eBay style and best offer, or they state the price and then you pay for it. Then the next thing you need to know is you have to learn how to evaluate land, because everything we're talking about now, it may sound good, but if you don't know how to evaluate land, you don't even know what you're looking at. Because I can take you, if you show up tonight, first of all, let's plug that. Show up tonight. We're going to go over everything that we're talking about. It will be tax deeds. It will be a tax deed county, and you will be seeing a list of properties, a lengthy list that we're buying from. I've bought from this place before, and you'll be seeing that they're selling it for $1,250, and you'll be seeing that you can sell it back for $5,000 to $14,000 or higher, depending on where it sits at. All right. If you're on Instagram, comment teach. If you're on Facebook, comment teach. If you're on YouTube, the link is down below. Get yourself registered for that class so you can come and see some of this stuff on your own. All right. So next you need to know, how do I evaluate it? What's a good piece of land? If you watch these lives that we've been doing for the past 15 days, we went over one of them. That was the facts. The facts break down how we evaluate it. Then you need to have a mapping system, a GSI mapping system. What is that? The GSI mapping system will allow you to see properties across the country, anywhere across the country. We plug the APN. What's the APN? That's a parcel's number that's assigned to each property. All right. Each property has a parcel number. You plug that into the GIS system, it'll take you straight to the property. Then you can see things like GPS coordinates. What's GPS coordinates? GPS coordinates will allow you to drop that in Google Earth. Google Earth will drop you straight in front of the property or give you an overview of the property so you can see what's going on in the area. Now y'all see how we buy land virtual without being there, because we make sure all of these things check out. All right. Giving you all the game. You don't even have to be in my community. I'm giving you all the sauce. Take it, run with it. And then, if you know what you're doing, you can use your mapping system and check to see if the properties are wet. You can check and look on an overview to see what sits next to the properties. Anytime you're doing tax deed investing, the three easiest things that you want to check off is you want to check to see if the property is wet. First of all, I would check to see if the property has access, road frontage. Make sure the property is not landlocked. What is landlocked? Meaning that it doesn't have access and you would have to come across somebody else's property to get on that property. Don't buy those kind of properties. I've had people come into my communities and say, hey, can you check out this deal? And they were landlocked. I can't help you at that point. You bought a piece of landlocked property. Only people that would be interested in the property is probably three people: the person in back, the person to the left, the person to the right. And if they don't want to buy it, you're pretty much probably stuck with it. All right. So avoid landlocked properties. First thing check is access, road frontage. Right. Second thing you want to check when you're doing tax deed investing is going to be make sure the property is not wet. All right. Make sure it's not wet. Never buy it if it's wet. And I'm assuming that most of you that'll be doing this, if you attempt to do this on your own, you're going to be more than likely you're going to be buying infill lots. What's infill lots? Infill lots are smaller lots, usually going to be under 2 acres. Some will be under 1 acre, depending on the area that you're playing in. Right? Some will be under 3 acres, just depending on the area that you're living in. Typically, they're in more urban areas, like subdivisions where other people have a bunch of houses around them. Those are going to be infill lots. Where you live at, you probably have a bunch of infill lots around you. Those are infill lots. That's probably what you're going to come across when you go to these auctions, unless you're playing out in Arizona. Arizona offers large acreage at their auctions. But most of these auctions, like tonight, you're going to see a bunch of smaller lots, a bunch of smaller houses. When I say smaller, I don't mean like 1/10 of an acre. I'm going to show you some acres. I'm going to show you an acre that you're going to be able to buy for $1,250. All right. So check to make sure you have access. Check to make sure the property's not wet. Then if you know how to look up comps, look up the comps. Go to Zillow, look up the comps. All right. That's the whole play. You don't need me to do it. Well, maybe you do. But if this is seeping in and you're understanding and following, go do it yourself. All right. Make sure the comps check out. How do you check comps? The most effective way to check comps. A lot of new people get confused when checking comps because they'll type in the property and the zip code will come up. And the zip code may range from, on the left side of the town, property is selling for 10,000. On the east side of the town, property is selling for 2,000. They get confused and they flock to what? The highest number. Then they say, oh, properties in the zip code is selling for 10,000. But if the east side, where your property sits, everything around it is only selling for 2,000, what's your comp? Your comp is going to be 2,000 as well, because the $10,000 side is not going to come over to the $2,000 side and give $10,000. Makes sense? So the best and the most effective comp is going to be closer. The closer you can get to that property, that will be the best and most effective comp, if you know how to research comps. Now, if you're in a zip code that is nice all the way throughout the zip code, all 4 sides of that zip code, northwest, east, south, all 4 sides is just a nice area all over. There's no drop off, right? There's no drop-offs, meaning that this side is less valuable or this side is crime-ridden or things like that. And the whole area is just generally nice and the comps are the same throughout the whole area. That doesn't apply. Because there is something called zip code pricing. We're not going to get into all of this because I don't want to lose you with all of that. But that's the whole game when we're dealing with tax deed investing, right? You need to know what auction has what. You need to know how to the functions of that auction. Each auction is different. Each one offers something different. It's never the same. Sometimes you can't punch in the parcel numbers. Sometimes they spell it out for you. Sometimes they don't. There's other little tricks that clearly we're not going to talk about tonight on how we break down lists, because as you get good as a tax deed investor, you start to learn how to pick apart these lists. You start to learn what the numeric form of the APNs may mean, right? Sometimes I can break them down without even seeing the town or seeing the properties, just based upon the numbers. And I'll tell you how you do that. So if you pull up to a tax deed and there's a list, I'm going to show you a list tonight. And let's just say, I gave this example before, but let's just say Block C had 10 houses on it. Those 10 houses, the parcel number that's assigned to those houses is F13. Then the house next to it would be F14. The house next to it would be F15. The house next to that one would be F156. You're starting to see that it's going to start to be a numeric pattern, right? That says that these properties are all in the same area. Now, if the next line came and it had F1WZ, more than likely that property is not in that area. It's going to be somewhere on another part of the town. Got me? And that's how you start to break down lists fast. But that comes with time. That comes from spending time on these lists. That's when you're starting to grow as a tax deed investor and you learn how to move a lot swifter through these lists. All right. That's why you got to get involved. That's why you have to start taking advantage. I promise you. I promise you that people are doing these deals right underneath your nose just because you don't know about it. But you can readily get involved yourself. There's no restrictions on who can participate in these auctions. So tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, register. If you're on Instagram, comment the word teach to get the registration link so you'll be in the class. Only caveat about the class tonight, which I must say, is your cameras must be on. I don't do free trainings to blank screens. I won't do it. We'll ask you maybe 1 to 2 times to cut your camera on. If you don't cut your cameras on, just like the counties in the states that when the people don't pay their taxes, we're going to cut your lights out. And my team knows they have directions already. Anybody that don't want to cut their camera on, they'll just get booted out the room. I'm doing this. I'm not charging for this. This is me. It's on my time. It's my free time. And I'm doing this because we're looking to help some people. And you take the information and do what you want. So in return, all I'm asking is come with your cameras on. So ladies, if you need to take the rollers out your hair and whatever, comb it to the side, slick it down. Fellas, if you need to brush your waves, whatever you need to do, get the crust out your eyes before you cut your cameras on. Just have it together, because if they're not on, then we're going to ask you to, you won't even ask. They'll just remove you from out the room. And that's fair. All right. So I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. and we're going to break down everything that we spoke about. I gave a verbal on the live of all of this. Tonight, I'll give you a verbal along with a visual of everything that we spoke about. Then you can see it with your own eyes. Then you can say, oh, he's right. Like the young boy say, oh, he wasn't capping. And when I say I'm not capping, if I said it was 1250, what you're going to see tonight, you're going to see the language verbatim coming from the county that says 1250. I didn't put anything on it. I didn't take anything off it. I'm just giving you what's there that you don't know about. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Get yourself in. Come see it. All right. So y'all been great. I'm gonna jump off. I got another call before that call. We're working a lot. We're going super hard. This is day 15. Tomorrow we'll come back with day 16. Before I jump off this, somebody drop in the comments a topic that you'll like me to cover about the land space, and we'll cover it tomorrow. If it's in my knowledge base. I'm not the guru. Like, I didn't invent this stuff, people. I just know what I know. That's it. So if there's something you want me to cover, drop it in the comments, and that will be our live tomorrow. If I don't know about it, I'll say I don't know about it. But we've been around for a while in the space, so we know, let's just say we know a little about a lot. All right. If I don't see any, we will best states for beginners, utilities availability, and best states for beginners. Let me write that down. I'll contemplate on one. And maybe I'll cover both of those because I don't know how far we're going to get on detail with both. So maybe I'll cover both of those tomorrow. Utilities availability and best states for beginners. All right, y'all. Comment the word teach. YouTube, get yourself registered. I'll see you there. Is this live for tonight or tomorrow? Live is tonight. The training is tonight, 8 p.m. Peace, y'all. Love.